Hi, so today I want to talk a little bit about the Waterstones Book of the Year shortlist. So if you don't know, Waterstones is a UK bookstore chain, and every year they have a Book of the Year. So all the booksellers contribute what they think the Book of the Year should be, and through that a shortlist is created. So in previous years, The Fox and the Star by Corey Bickford Smith won, which is a gorgeously illustrated children's book that's basically like a John Lewis advert in book form. John William Stoner has won, the Pulpo Cookery book has won, and last year the Essex Serpent won, which has been very popular here on BookTube. So that's the historical fiction novel by Sarah Perry. What I really love about the Waterstones Book of the Year shortlist is that it's always a combination of genres, and this year's is particularly interesting, so I'm going to go through what the shortlist is. So here we go. We have Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders. So this is the only adult fiction novel on the list this year. This obviously won the Man Booker Prize, so it's no surprise that it's made it onto the Waterstones Book of the Year shortlist. This is an experimental narrative in that it is narrated by many different voices. It tells the story of Lincoln's son who is ill and then dies and ends up in the Bardo. I read this for the autumn readathon, so if you're interested in my thoughts on it, you can watch my previous videos in which I talked about it. But yes, I did very much enjoy this one. Next up we have The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman, which needs no introduction really. It was a hugely anticipated book this year, and fans of his dark materials are going to be delighted to see it here on the list. It's a prequel to The Northern Lights. I've heard a lot of good things about it, which is a relief to me because I was kind of nervous about picking it up because I do love his dark materials, so I was slightly apprehensive about it not living up to my expectations, but I have heard really good things, so I think that it's definitely a good one and it's great to see it here on the shortlist. Highlighting the non-fiction side of things, we have Mr. Lear by Jenny Uglow, which is a beautifully published biography on Edward Lear. So he's mostly known for The Owl and the Pussycat, which I actually have this little postcard of, but he's obviously so much more than that, and this biography looks at him in much more depth, obviously. Jenny Uglow is She's a critically acclaimed biographer. She's also compiled a women's biographical dictionary. So this is one definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of Edward Lear or want to know more about him, or you just like reading biographies, or you just really like beautiful books. Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. For me, this is my personal favourite. It has to be the Book of the Year. It's been a book-selling sensation. It's been absolutely flying off the shelves. Everyone's been talking about it, which has been great to see. People have been buying their newborn children it. Adults, including me, have been buying it for themselves. Women of all ages need this book in their life. It's a book that highlights great women throughout history, and accompanying each of the texts on the women there is a beautiful illustration, and the illustrations have been produced by female illustrators. So it's great to see such a mix of styles throughout this, and it really just emphasises the celebration of women. I can't recommend this one enough. It's great for a gift, it's great just to own for yourself, it's just beautiful, and just it has to win. Another gorgeously published book on the list is Lost Words by Robert Macfarlane and Jackie Morris. This is a book that celebrates lost words through the use of poetry and illustration. Robert Macfarlane is a well-known nature writer, and Jackie Morris is a truly tremendous illustrator. So they were inspired by the idea that certain words were leaving children's dictionaries, such as acorn and dandelion, and they just kind of want to celebrate the wild, and they've done this beautifully in this large format. Just gorgeous book. I can't tell you enough how lovely it is. The illustrations are just stunning. So it's an incredibly lovely book, definitely one great for a gift and one just lovely to own and flick through. It's a strong contender, definitely. The second non-fiction title on the list this year is Talking to My Daughter About the Economy by Yanis Varoufakis. What I love about this one is the title. The title just tells you exactly what the book's going to be, and I like that. It's straight to the point. This one appeals to me a lot. The idea of reading a book on capitalism as a conversation between father and daughter makes it feel like it's going to be really accessible, it's academic without being too academic, and it's definitely a unique way of approaching the subject. Yanis Varoufakis is an expert in his field. He's a widely respected writer. It's one definitely worth checking out. The seventh and final book on the shortlist is a young adult novel, and that is A Skinful of Shadows by Frances Hardinge. So another gorgeous cover, and most of you will recognise the author as being the one who wrote The Cost of Winning the Lie Tree. This one is set during the English Civil War, but combined with that historical setting is the supernatural, ghostly, magical realism that Frances Hardinge is so good at embedding in her work. This tells the story of a young girl who can see ghosts, but these ghosts are trying to possess her. I've heard really strong things about this one, and that is meant to be really, really imaginative and rich in characters, so definitely one worth checking out as well. So there we have it, that's the Waterstones Book of the Year shortlist. I know what my personal favourite is, I'd love to know what you think of the shortlist, so feel free to let me know. The winner, as I say, will be announced at the beginning of December, so quite exciting, definitely something I'm looking forward to hearing. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.